Well, hello, this is Old Man Tony here again. I hope you're all well. Just out for a little Sunday evening ride. It's just over 20 degrees Celsius, which that makes it around 70 degrees Fahrenheit. First of all, I've got to thank you very much for your response to my Q&A. I got loads of questions, and as you'll have seen, I ended up with 2 quite long episodes of the Q&A, trying to answer them all. So I hope I answered all your questions that you asked me. I don't think I missed any. I'm sorry they were both a bit long. I try and keep my vlogs a little shorter than that, but I didn't want to be putting out Q&A vlogs every week for a few weeks. I took the risks and made a couple of longer episodes for you. The weather's been pretty awful for the last couple of weeks in the UK. It's got cooler and a whole load more rain. But I think we needed the rain. There were quite a few news items talking about shortage of water for the crops and everything. And then of course what happens immediately after that is we get a whole load of rain. But as I said to somebody the other day, people are waterproof. So a bit of rain is not going to hurt anybody. What else have I been busy with? Been helping my wife prepare for her open garden day. So it's a bit of a tradition in the UK for people to open their gardens for charity. Well, not everybody, but some people to open their gardens for charity. And my wife's been involved in a much bigger group in the last 10 years and managed to get a whole load of other gardeners in the village to open their gardens together and make a big day of it, so lots of our gardens open. But a few people have dropped out of that group and moved on things, so my wife and a friend decided to open her garden and a friend's garden just on their own, one now and the other one a bit later in the year in September. I think they're providing teas and coffees and cake and things as well, and all the money raised will be going to charities of one thing or another. So wife certainly is very proud of her garden, and I think in the USA you call them yards, but I think garden sounds much nicer. So wife is very proud of her garden, and therefore we've been working hard to make sure it's presentable and an enjoyable experience for all those that come and visit and pay their money. Unfortunately, it's also meant spending a load of money on new plants and things, but that's a hazard of my life. My wife just loves the plants, and we have to find new places to put the new shrubs, flowers, whatever, into their new place in the garden. Continually developing thing. Now, if this vlog goes out, which you'll know by now, I've been playing around with the audio setup again, and I decided to invest in some proper dead cats for the microphone. So rather than making my own out of a bit of fur that was left over from a Father Christmas suit we made, Santa Claus suit, we've actually bought some. They weren't expensive, like 3 for a few pounds, but we'll see if it affects the audio quality one way or another. Not that my audio quality is bad. Well, I don't think it's too bad, but anything I can do to improve it, it's got to be a good thing. The biggest trick I've found with audio is don't try and do vlogs at high speed. Whatever setup you've got, it's going to be really difficult. You're travelling around at 60 miles an hour or more, that's 100 kilometers per hour or more, and you'll have a whole heap of trouble trying to compete with the wind. I try to keep the speed down when I'm talking. I'm just going to a Sunday evening bike night tonight. I've been to it a few times recently, but it's not proved to be very popular. But even if there's only one or two others there, it's quite nice to have a coffee and talk bikes to them, see if it's a bit more busy tonight, or even if it's still on. It's always a shame when things aren't well supported, when the owner of the place has gone to the trouble of keeping it open later and doing some special deals for bikers on lower cost cups of coffee and so on, but we'll have to see. So if you are local to the Norfolk UK area, perhaps you'd like to support this Sunday evening bike night at the Route 11 Cafe on the A11 heading towards Norwich near Attleborough. So I'd quite like to be a bit of company. There's a few cars in here tonight. A couple of scooters, but I think they're owned by the owner. So it looks like I might be the only bike here tonight. But there we go. I'll have my cup of coffee and then I'll go home earlier. This has been Old Man Tony. Goodbye.